Hello friends, welcome to this reading. So for tonight's reading, I wanted to do what's next in love. I tried to make it a point when shuffling to do like no old energy, like no people coming back, no one from the past. Like this is supposed to be like fresh, new, what is around the corner, what is coming in, etc., etc. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of readings, and I enjoy doing them too, about like no contact or like separation, stuff like that. But just like compared to that, there's like not really that many readings about what's next. So yeah, I'm trying to like pull in some fresh energy. I don't know if it worked, but we'll see. So we have two piles for tonight. This is pile one with I believe this is a piece of carnelian heart, as well as the Rider-Waite deck. And then pile number two with a smoky quartz, you can kind of see me, heart, and this is the Tarot of a Moon Garden, I believe. So I'll give you a minute to choose whichever pile you feel most drawn to, and then I will meet you at your reading. Hello, pile number one. If you chose the carnelian heart, if I can get it to focus, or the traditional Rider-Waite deck, then this is going to be your reading. So I'm going to pop that over there, and we're actually going to move the tarot as per usual and jump into your oracle cards. So I always say that the oracle is like the groundwork for the tarot, or I know some people say it's like an energy check, but for this one, since it's what's new, I don't know if I would really call it like an energy check. I don't know. Hey, I'm tired. It's like 10 p.m. and I have to get up early tomorrow for work, but it's fine, but please bear with me. So yes, I will say, when I was like shuffling for you, there was like a weird energy of like stubbornness coming through, and it was like making me think of someone like just digging their heels in or digging their feet in about something. It was like the energy of someone who like noticed you and like wants to come towards you, but like is refusing to, maybe because of like their ego or because of something else, but it definitely was coming through as someone in this situation is being stubborn about something. And to be honest, while I say like this is supposed to be new love, it almost feels like for some of you this might be like an established connection in some capacity, like you guys already know each other in some way, or maybe you are in an established relationship, because I do kind of feel that vibe, and you're sort of trying to look towards the future as like what's next, because this is also like, it can be interpreted as new love, but it's also just like what's next, what's fresh, and what's new. So I was kind of picking up, there's something established here, there's some sort of like not exposition, but like you guys are already like in some sort of situation with someone or something, and it's like waiting for the next sort of, the next move, the next pathway, the next steps, the steps towards the future. But it feels like someone is being stubborn, or something is stagnant and not moving forward in the way that you would like. So as per usual, I got a shit ton of oracle cards. We're just gonna try and blow through them for tonight. And yeah, my phone does not have much battery life left, so we have, for yourself, it's time to take back control of your life. Interesting first card. We have not the right time. And the green, I like the colors on these cards in specific always remind me of like the chakras. So like maybe someone in this situation has a blocked heart chakra, and that's sort of causing some stagnancy, some blocks, or some issues. But there is a block. There is something that is in the way, in this situation or this connection or, you know, whatever, but it does feel like there's something established here, as I said before. We have Burmese mountain dog with gracious, strong, and grounded. We have the eel and the iris with safety. Someone doesn't want to leave their comfort zone, I'm feeling like. Someone is very much like, they're happy like living in that sort of energy of what is familiar to them. And it's almost coming through like anxiety as well, like someone is like anxious about moving forward with something. Maybe because what I'm feeling is like this feels like a situation where, like I said, you guys know each other, but it almost feels like there's established commitment, or someone wants like a established commitment or like more commitment, if that makes sense. There's just like someone wants more commitment and the other person is hesitant. So if you are in an established relationship, like maybe you're looking at like trying to move in with them, or also marriage definitely could be something that you're like looking towards, and this person is like, they just don't seem receptive to like even talking about it or entertaining the idea, or like they skirt around it. But like at the same time, that's where you're headed, you know where you're headed. That's like the kind of thing that's coming through, is you are looking towards the future, but the person that you're involved with is not, and they're kind of happy, or like quote unquote happy with how things are, even if they aren't. It just is coming through as like anxiety, that they're too afraid to leave their comfort zone, leave what is familiar, or have more be demanded of them, which I don't really like that sort of vibe. But like, people are like that, to be honest. They don't want to get themselves into a situation where they feel like more is expected of them, because like when a sort of commitment is growing, or you do commit to someone, then like you can really begin to establish like limits and boundaries, and like expectations do become heavier, especially if you are talking about marriage, or like you're saying, I see a future like this, you know, with you, and I see the potential in our relationship. That like, it's just coming through that this person is like flighty in regards to that. Not that like they're a bad partner or anything, but that when you bring up furthering commitment in some way, like they get nervous or scared for some reason, and it's like you don't understand why, because like to you things are like, they're good, and it's like, why wouldn't you want to take those next steps? It's like the logical next steps for growth in a relationship, but they just seem kind of fine where it is. It's like these two polarizing energies of like, you want to move forward, and this person just kind of wants to sit their ass where they are. And yeah, it's like coming through as like some tension here, which is maybe why you're here, because you're like, well, if I'm in this relationship, if I'm in this connection, or if I'm in this, like, even if it's like a situationship or some shit like that, where there are feelings definitely there, but you're like, what is next? And you can't really see what's next, because this person isn't really open to it. We have Dance of the Divine Feminine. The universe esteems you capable of more than being sure-footed and sensible. You can whirl and stumble, inspired by the music of the spheres. Oh, that was a period. This is really hard text to see from where I'm at. There's big magic. Oh my God, I'm dying right now. There's big magic for you to weave in this lifetime. Prosaic priorities inherited from the world are stuff and nonsense. Give up mainstays that drain your heart. Ask your soul what matters the most and attend to that. All right, let's see what else we have. We have the Six of Wands. Interesting vibe. I think that might be like the potential that you see here. Maybe like I just heard taking a break to go travel, or taking space from this connection could end up nurturing it. We have stillness. I'm going to put the rest out and then continue talking. We have try and newfound confidence. Conflict, fights, egotism. Do you regret what you said? Fruition, which makes me think of manifestation. So like maybe you're trying to manifest like the next steps. I know that all these cards like leave the frame. I really am trying to find a good way to set all of this up. I actually think that I'm gonna move my setup to a different table. I don't know, like I still don't have like a tripod or anything. So it's fine. We have soulmates, twin flames, divine unions, and divinely guided connection. Love, romance, dates, spending time together, bonding, opening up, heart-to-heart conversations. Marriage, commitment, harmony, unions, partnerships, love. Those are all like really good cards for that deck, because I made some, not harsh cards, but I made some cards that would come out in the event that someone needs to move the fuck on from someone or something. But those are all really good cards, and I feel like the picture is becoming a little bit more clear. So lastly, I got some songs for you. Of course, I encourage everyone to listen to the music. I put it in there for a reason. Music is very spiritual for me. I love words. So if you feel so inclined, please do listen to these songs. I'm not going to read the lyrics, but I will read the titles. So this one's Colorblind by Movements, which is my favorite band. I love them so much. We have Sleep by Flat Sound. We have Glass by Forest Green. And then we have Get Back Up by Emma Rosa. Okie dokie. I feel a vibe. I feel a very specific, particular vibe. I'm just going to run with it. I'm not going to try and make this applicable to a lot of different energies or whatever. It's going to resonate or it's not going to resonate. There are only 2 piles, so you don't have that many options to choose from. So if this one doesn't resonate, I don't know. It'd be like that. But it's just not your story. But for someone specifically, or for like a collective of people, this is feeling like an established connection that you've been in for a while, and you are looking for that next, but your partner is just like, for some reason, not there, not receptive to it. And like, there might be, because I know that card came out, soulmates, twin flames. You don't have to believe in that. You can believe in it. I'm not super well versed on like the twin flame journey and what all of that entails. Like I don't know. And I know that it's very specific and particular for, you know, a lot of people. But if you think that this is the person that you're supposed to end up with in this lifetime, like I feel like this is definitely confirmation that that's true, and that this is a divinely guided connection, like for sure, and that there is all the potential in the world here, and that like this connection makes you happy. Like I, for a minute there, was like maybe like this is something that needs to be closed out, but not the energy that I'm pulling on. Like I can feel it with that 6 of Wands coming through. Like you guys just, you light up each other's worlds. But I think sometimes the noise of life can muddle that fact, you know, like I think that there's a lot going on in the world right now, like there always is, but the onslaught of information, you know, doesn't make anything any easier to cope with or wade through. And I just feel like what is coming through is your person is tired. It's coming through maybe as like depression. It definitely was coming through as anxiety regarding this relationship. And I think what is going on is like they are in a space right now where they're not doing super well and they're struggling, but I don't think they're being transparent about that with you. I don't think that they want to worry you, or that they want to add anything else to your plate, but it does feel like they're fighting something right now, especially with the song Sleep coming through by Flat Sound. Like, this is a really heavy album, like a very heavy album, especially for me personally, and just like my relationship with it. Like, it's a very, very, you know, like lofty album to listen to. It's definitely the music you put on to cry. And I think that it's not that this person doesn't see a future with you and that they don't want to commit to you in the exact way that you want. Like, if it is about marriage or moving in or something like that, like, it's not that they don't want that. It's just that they're not in a place right now to do that. I think I said something earlier about like things being expected of, more being expected of them, and I was like, I don't really like that energy. But the way it's coming through now, because like I have a particular way of, when people are like, you know, non-committal, I'm immediately like, I know why you're like that, and that's my own pitfall, but it's just due to my personal experience. It feels like the reason why that sort of energy was coming through is because they don't want more to be expected of them that they can even like energetically give right now, because they feel so drained and depleted. Like, there's just, if you were to ask more of them, like, it would just be overwhelming. They are just not in a mental place right now to offer you more commitment. And like I said, it's not like they don't want to, and it's not like this isn't gonna happen. Like, this, I feel like the Six of Wands is very much like a romantic energy. And it's also about like a homecoming, you know, not necessarily like, maybe there is physical distance here. I was getting like, maybe you guys need to take some space from each other, but like, it can be like a reunion in like coming back to each other, like romantically or like spiritually. And this person like might need to come back to themselves too. They're feeling very, very worn down. And I think that you don't understand. Like, I think that especially with this like conflict and fights, maybe it's coming through that you might have said some things. Like, you might have said some things because you're getting so frustrated and you're like, I just don't understand. And that's also coming through is like, if something is in the way, can you just talk to me about it? But there's like some shame here about being weak maybe, or like struggling with something, especially if this person's like more of a masculine and like they, you know, the idea that like they should be the provider, should be like your shoulder to cry on, or like the strong one constantly. Like, the idea that they could struggle with something might instill a lot of shame in them, and so they might not even want to verbalize that. Maybe they're afraid of how it will change your perception of them, which I don't know you, but like, I'm just gonna come out and say, like, I don't think that that would change your perception. Like, everyone is human and we all go through things and struggle, but it just feels like there's something else going on that you're not seeing, and you're trying to see it. You're trying to understand where this block is coming from, like what's going on here. You're trying to figure it out, and they're just very much in their head. So maybe some space would be good, for you guys to figure some things out, or for this person to sort of recoup mentally. Especially with like strong coming through here, like I feel like this is like this person's energy of, they feel like they constantly have to be like the strong, stable presence in your life, and it wears on them when they can't be that, and they take it to heart. Maybe there's someone that like, I don't know, like there's someone that like people might have like a certain perception of them, or like a certain idea of them, but on the inside, like they're just a big softie, you know, like that kind of person. Like, they're very, very sensitive, even if other people like probably don't see that. Like, they probably like appear really stoic, or like appear like they are a little bit aloof or something like that, or like maybe they're like really big, just like a large person, but like on the inside they're just like a little baby. And I think that you've accepted and welcomed that with open arms, to be honest. And it's been new for them, that you have been there for them when they weren't able to be strong. But like I said before, it's coming through that there's some shame, and like the depths that they're in right now, like the things that they're struggling with right now, like it's bringing back a lot of those feelings of like, I shouldn't be feeling like this. Like, this is not a position that I should be, you know, in. I need to be the provider. I need to be the stable one. I need to be the da-da-da-da. And so I think like even you being like asking about commitment and trying to like get something else out of them, like that's almost causing some more shame as well. Not to say that you shouldn't like inquire about those things, but because they're not in a place to do that right now, they're not in a place to be that stable person for you, and that like exemplary partner for you right now, like that also is just making them feel like shit. Yeah, so definitely that's the vibe coming through. But it feels like this is a long-standing relationship, to be honest. Like, this feels like you've probably been with them for a while, which is why this is like coming through from your end is so much frustration, because you're like, I just don't understand. Like, this is the next logical step. This is the direction that we've been moving in. Maybe like you guys have been even talking about marriage or talking about some further commitment for a while now. And now that you feel like you're in a place for it, you're like, why are we not on the same page? And I think that this is a relationship that is like, you both have grown so substantially, and that there's been growing pains. Like, it's not been easy. And like, this is a relationship that has, I don't want to say tested commitment, because like you've always known that this is what was meant for you, but it's just not been an easy connection to go through. Like, you guys have definitely had your moments, but you care about each other so much that it's of course worth the discomfort, worth the growing pains. But you feel like this is a growing pain that you don't know if you can see the end of, because this person just, you're feeling like they blocked you out. And like, that's painful for you, to feel like that from someone. Like, they're just not communicating, and that's not something that you're used to, because I think that you guys typically have very open lines of communication. Yeah, this free yourself here, I feel like that's coming through more so for them. As well as this card, the Dance of the Divine Feminine, like, you can whirl and stumble, inspired by the music of the fears. And the universe esteems you capable of more than being surefoot and sensible. Like, surefoot and sensible. Like, you don't always have to be so sure of things, and you don't always have to be that person. Like, that's kind of coming through, that this is this person's energy right here, is like, or what they need to sort of get back in touch with is the fact that they don't always have to be like at their best. They don't always have to be 110% for you, because you're willing to pick up the slack when they can't. It's just someone that like really has shame about like needing to lean on other people, and it's like, it almost like they're afraid of like being a burden too. Sorry, there's my dog in the background, but yeah. So like I said, it's not like they don't want to commit. It's not like that's not in the cards at all. I do see it. Like, I think that is definitely like in the future for you. Like, these are all really great cards, particularly like about marriage and commitment. Like, and this one too, like they're both from like the wedding scenes in that movie. And I think that you guys are always going to come back to each other no matter what, like even if you do take time apart, like that very well could be something that is coming in the future, is this person saying like, I just need some space for now while I figure some things out, and then I can come back to you better. That definitely, if that resonates, if you think that that's something that, you know, might benefit this connection, like I do see that as well. But you guys will come back, you know, better for it with that Six of Wands and that reunion. It just is maybe that this person needs some space to figure out certain things that you can't help with. You know, they are their own separate person. Like even if you guys have been in a connection for a really long time and like you can't see your life without them, they're still their own person. And maybe you forget that sometimes, not to sound harsh or anything, but you know, maybe you forget that they have a life outside of you and what you want, and that's coming through. Is like, please remember that this person, like also they're their own person. It's not just like who they are with you and as a couple, like they're someone completely separate. You know, I say that no one can complete us. Like I don't agree with that. Like I think it's stupid. Like we are all whole on our own, and then we come together, you know, and that's great too. But I think that they might just require a little bit of space from this sort of thing. But yes, so that's the Oracle. We're gonna get into your tarot, and hopefully I won't ramble too much more. Okie dokie. So we're gonna get into your tarot now. Hopefully I can beat my phone before it dies. We'll see. But Spirit, for pile number 1, what is next for them in regards to love? What is next for them in regards to love, Spirit? Please tune me in to the energy of pile number 1 and what is next for them in regards to love. Let's see what we get for you. Oh! Okay. That was a lot, but we're just gonna roll with it. I think this goes here, and this goes here. Let's see. Get the clarifier for the Ace of Wands. Oh, they're all coming out in clumps tonight. It's great. Interesting. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Page of, ooh, that was really close. Page of Cups. So, let's talk about, like, you cannot see half of what's here. Let me turn it like that. That's ugly, but it's fine. We're gonna figure it out. So, Melanie, please don't drink my tea. That's really bad. I'm not even gonna finish it because I made it really gross on accident. Yeah. This person is definitely grappling with something here. It could even be addiction, if that, now take it as it resonates, come on. But maybe this is something, it's something covert, that's for sure. Like, if it is an addiction, you would be unfortunately completely shocked to know, you know, what has been going on behind the scenes. Like, it's giving like high functioning, so like a high functioning alcoholic or something like that. But something here is like, it's something that you're not seeing, again, not because you don't want to, but because it's like been hidden from you. And it's something that this person's probably been grappling with for a long time, but it's finally like really overtaking them, and it's causing this fork in the road because it now has to be addressed, or like this is not gonna move forward. Or like if it is addiction, like maybe it's something that like they were sober for a while and they started using again and you don't know about it. Again, take it as it resonates. But you know, the devil, it's the devil. And I think that whatever is going on over here is causing this person to become disillusioned about your relationship. Not about how they feel about you, but it is, again, something about how you would perceive them if they were honest. There's a part of themselves that they are so ashamed of that they have hidden away. Even if you guys think, like, you think that you might, like, know everything about them, there's something here that you don't know. And it's just causing like this skewed perception of your relationship, of the future. Sorry. Yeah, I'm like dying a little right now. I'm getting really tired, but it's fine. Yeah. I mean, they want something, more, like I was saying earlier. And it's not that they're, like, confused about how they feel about you. Because I do see with, like, the Ace of Wands here, is a lot of passion, like, a lot of just, like, a lot of chemistry. But they're feeling trapped. And I think that they're going to need a lot of time to work through this, is the thing. And I think that that's the thing that they don't want to say to you, is they're afraid that they're, like, too broken or something like that. They're afraid that if they admit it to you, like, then the work that they will have to do will become real, and that you won't be interested anymore because, like, you don't want to wait that long or something like that. I don't know how to articulate it, but yeah, it's like they're afraid to reveal something about themselves that they've been hiding for a really long time, because even if you guys have been in a relationship for a hot minute, like, they're still afraid that this thing will, like, turn you off. And it really is coming through, like, potentially addiction, because what I'm hearing is, like, once you admit that it's a problem, then you actually have to address it. And so they don't want to admit that it's a problem because they don't want to go through the process of addressing it, which would bring up a lot of stuff. But at the same time, they know that they would have to deal with this before they're able to offer you the kind of true commitment that you are in search of. They know that, they know that with that Page of Swords, like, that's something that they're well aware of. But it's, it's a page, like, we have a couple pages coming through, and the Knight that we have coming through is the Knight of Pentacles, which is, like, the slowest moving Knight in the deck. This is something that this person is, like, they've let it sort of ensnare them in its trap for a long time. Especially with the Devil, like, we can talk about, like, karmic cycles and stuff like that, like, things that we just, like, we're running in circles because, like, in the moment it feels good, or in the moment it fulfills some part of our ego, but ultimately, like, it leaves us being trapped in that Eight of Swords energy of feeling like we have nowhere to go, when realistically, like, we could take the blindfold off and, like, there's a clear path. The swords are, like, just sort of adjacent, we could walk away. It's something that this person has time and time again not walked away from because it was easier to remain committed to it, or it did fulfill some part of their ego. Yeah, it's just like a lack of, like, moving forward, a lack of movement, a lack of addressing this, but it's getting to the point where they can't continue to ignore it anymore. And I know I said addiction, but it very well could just be, like, something like depression, where even that, like, you can try and, like, fake being happy, or, like, but, like, maybe it's something that this person really needs to work through. There's something that this person needs to work through that they just did not want to open the floodgates, because they knew that once they like admitted something was an issue, then they would actually have to address it, and they didn't want to go through that process because of the pain. But it is beginning to impact the relationship, and they understand that, they see that, and they know that. So they're kind of getting to this point where like something has to be done. They're aware of that, and they're aware that this is not fair to you as well. So yeah, we can get a few more clarifiers, but I feel like that's pretty, I feel like this kind of, I always lose the plot a little, but like, I feel like it makes sense, is that like, what is next is, I feel like your partner, again, I know it's not super specific, but I feel like your partner, it will probably come clean or admit something, or like tell you something, be honest about something, transparent, and remove this veil with the Seven of Cups. Because I feel like that goes both ways. It's in that they feel like they're becoming disillusioned about your relationship, and at the same time you feel like, what is going on? Like, what am I not seeing? What is not clear to me? I feel like they're gonna come forward and be honest, so that they can be the person that you think they are. I don't know why that came through, but it just feels like something is shrouded here. So, oh my goodness. We have the Tower, the High Priestess. Let's clarify the Ace and the Page, the Two of Pentacles coming out, and the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles. Now on the bottom we have the Chariot, and that's a major arcana. Oh, and the Lover's behind it. Oh, yeah. I feel like you would go to the ends of the earth for this person. Like it's something that they're deeply ashamed of, but like, I'm just seeing you like kissing their tears away or something like that, and just being like, there's no way that like I would never, like that I would even consider cutting you out of my life, or like that I would not want you anymore. It's like this person's afraid of you discarding them, or like there's just so much guilt, there's so much shame about something, and they're just afraid to come forward with it because they care about you so much, they love you so much that they can't imagine their life without you. But they're so afraid of losing you if you view them differently. It's very much about like, this person feels like they're not who you think they are, which isn't true. Like they are, you know, they are. But it's just that like we all have our things, like we all have stuff going on, and that doesn't change like the shape of someone's soul or like the dynamic or the connection. But this person is just so afraid that they're a liar or something like that. I don't really know how to articulate it properly, but it's just like very heavy energy coming through. And yeah, like with the Five of Pentacles, they're like really, they're not in a very mentally stable place, but they're also like insecure about this. And I'm like hearing that they're afraid that like you'll just cut them out or cut them off, or like the Five of Pentacles in a reading like this can be like feeling left out in the cold by someone. And that's what's ultimately like trapping them, this idea that you will turn your back on them. I just heard like everyone else does, so maybe they have abandonment issues, or like maybe this is like something that they've struggled with before, and like it's caused other people to leave their life. Like there's some attachment or abandonment wound regarding this vice or this thing that they're struggling with. But like what they're doing is not sustainable anymore with the Tower. Like the Tower moment is coming, or it has already come, especially with that card earlier that was like about fights. Maybe like there was a blowout fight about this, and like I said, like this needs to be addressed, like, and they will address it. I do believe that they will address it, but they need time. Like when they are in the space to address it, like things will move slowly, and you might be frustrated, you might be antsy, but what they're going through and what they're working through cannot be worked through quickly. Like it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of energy mentally and trust as well. My phone is going to die soon. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so especially we have the twos here, the High Priestess and the Two of Pentacles. Like this person knows what they need to do. They need to strike a balance in their life and not let what they're struggling with overtake them. And I think it definitely has before. Like I think that this person has fallen into the trap of like letting this just like, I can't deal with it, so I'm just gonna let it get worse is kind of the issue. It's like throwing your hands up and being like, well, fuck it. You know, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, like I'm just gonna succumb. And I think that that's felt good in the past, you know, like that feeds our ego. That's like that immediately like, fuck it. It is what it is. But they're in a place now where they understand that how they treat themselves, as well as like their physical health, not only affects them, but it affects you as well. Like because yes, Biscoff, like, okay, I will give you attention. You guys are in each other's lives, like, and they do know, you know, that you care for them, and so they wouldn't want you to have to deal with the pain of seeing them be overcome. And I think that like if there's something like the fact that they get better, that they're looking at getting better, that they're moving towards that, they're doing it less so for themselves and more so for you. But yeah, I think this person really struggles with their self-esteem. Like really struggles with it, really struggles with self-worth. So anyways, that is kind of the reading that ended up coming through for you. So very specific, very interesting. Hope my phone doesn't die before the next one. But I will say what is next for you is probably some space from this partnership, so that it can move forward. Like this person just needs some room to breathe and some room to figure some things out. And then you guys will find your way back to each other. You always do, you know, so no worries about that. Like there's no worry that this will be an end or a hard stop. You guys are meant for each other. Like that's just kind of it. Like I actually really love this energy because like there's something so beautiful and profound about always knowing where the end game is or who that end game is, and always being able to come back to them no matter what. Even if things aren't always good or aren't always perfect, like you guys are just, you're meant for each other, and that's kind of it. So even though there are these tower moments and there are these moments where each of you might be confused or feeling a little bit disillusioned, like it's just a little like blip along the way. There's always that security of knowing that you guys are each other's ends. Like that's it. There's no one else. There's nothing else. Like, yeah. So I feel like that was pretty self-explanatory, but this is a very sweet pile, to be honest. Like this person's struggling, and I think you want to be there for them. So just probably give them some time and space to figure things out. Because I think that you know, ultimately, like, wherever you go, wherever they go, like you guys are going to be together. So yes, I'm going to cut your reading off there. I hope you enjoyed, hope it resonated, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the smoky quartz heart, I'm sorry, my brain is like fizzling out. Or the no Biscoff, no jumping up on the table. Biscoff. Oh, Biscoff. No. Go away. Go on. Or the Tarot of a Moon Garden. He's naughty. He knows better. Then this is going to be your reading. So we're going to put away the tarot, first of all. Get into your oracles. Dude, I always get so many and I don't even mean to. Like, they just, Biscoff, don't pull that again. Come on now. Behave. Etc., etc. Anyways, I just can't help it. He's like, I guess he's a part of your reading now. Like, I don't even, could you please, could you please stop? Okay. Anyways, I think it's because I opened the window. He wants to get up there, but we're gonna get into it. I am tired and it's late and Biscoff is annoying, but oh yeah. Okay, sorry. I was like, because I remember some of the cards flipped out when I was shuffling, and interesting vibes. Okay, just gonna get into it. So, for your first oracle card, we have pay attention to the red flags, which is very important. And let me tell you, as a chronic red flag ignorer, or I don't know, sometimes I don't agree with calling them red flags when, you know, I feel like there's a polarization between people just like being so anal about certain things and certain traits and calling anything a red flag. And then there's like me, and I'm just like wearing rose-colored glasses and, you know, everything's red. So I see nothing. Oh, Biscoff, oh my goodness. Hold on. Okay, this is just, I don't know why he's doing this to me right now, but please bear with me. We have the situation will improve a year from now. What is going on in this picture? Okay, true. We have deceit with the coyote and the datura. I think I'm saying that right. And this is where I was like, oh, because someone here, some sort of energy feels a little bit like, like someone might be coming in that you should be wary of. I feel like that's not what so sorry, but it's true because not everyone's great. Let's be honest here. And, or maybe this is like someone that's coming and I said no past people, but it is coming like through as this is someone who like pops in and out of people's lives. So I don't think this is someone from the past because I did say new, but this person coming in might have a habit of doing that or a habit of being non-committal. And if that's your vibe, if that's what you do, like if you just like fuck with people in a vague way, you know, good for you. But this person is giving like, I don't really like it, to be honest. I mean, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. And we have deceit. Someone is like definitely being a little sneaky. Oh, it just came through that they're like, someone's already committed here and they're trying to like come towards you. Oh, good stuff. He's like activated right now. I don't know why. He wasn't for the first pile. But yes, we have Newfoundland with powerful civil and balance. This is giving like, we'll put this one over here. They're always out of frame, but it's fine. This is giving like, ooh, like power dynamic energy. Like someone that like maybe a boss, someone that like has power over you, or power in a social circle, or like is a public figure or is well known or something like that. Someone that like people have a certain perception of, that they're like very very well-rounded, very like, you know, diplomatic came through, very grounded and stable, but like really behind closed doors they're kind of not. Sorry, it's getting a musician. Hey, not to be a dick, but it's true. Come on now. You know how they are. They're like public figures and they always project an image of whatever the hell. But behind closed doors, let me tell you, these men, they be out here. And that's kind of what it is. It's like someone who acts one way, but behind closed doors is like just not fucking that person at all. And it is actually kind of slimy. So sorry if you got this energy, but if you know this person, like, drama. And also watch out. We have Sacred Phoenix Heart. Perhaps you are scratching your head quizzically or are in deepest despair because you have met a dead end, a frowning no, or a dismissive laugh upon your quest. Love guides us through travails that seem improbable, if not impossible. It does not shy away from any challenge or any cause. Love says there is always another way. Okay, I have some thoughts, but I'm gonna keep going. Because I always have thoughts, okay? Like, come on. The impossible made possible. The human heart knows everything envisioned can manifest according to divine timing and grace. Yet the mind does quake with fear and at times will not listen to the heart. Is there any limit to the resources of the heavens? Sorry, the text is like, I need glasses, guys. I need fucking glasses. You're gonna have to bear with me, please. No, exclamation point. The divine has unbounded access to all that is and all that is yet to be. Trust in the generous divine presence in your own heart. Okay. I feel you and I see you because I think that something that you do is attract people that are fucking walking red flags. And I feel like this keeps happening to you. Maybe I'm just projecting onto your pile, your energy, whatever, but like I really feel like you are at a space where you're like, why the fuck am I attracting fuck ass men? I hope I'm allowed to curse this much. That's just kind of how I normally talk, but I don't know. Anyways, why am I attracting people like this? Sorry, it doesn't have to be men, but why is there a bus right now? What is that? Oh, it's a tow truck. Is that what that is? I don't know what's going on out there. It's like 11:30 at night. That is so scary. But anyways, so it doesn't have to be men. So sorry. I just say words. I word vomit very clearly, okay? But it is the energy coming through of like, why do I attract people like this? Like, this feels like a consistent thing, and you're like, what are you putting out, or what am I putting out? And this is a question that I've asked myself numerous times, and I really don't even know sometimes if, and this is just generally speaking, not from like a spiritual standpoint of like, ooh, manifestation and stuff, but just like generally, like, I don't even know sometimes if it is anything that you're putting out there. And it's just like, people suck, dude. People just suck sometimes, and that's kind of the end of it. So I feel like you're at like a dead end, and you're like, everyone that I fucking attract or that's come towards me has been like a red flag in some sense, and I don't know what I'm doing. And also, this is, you know, kind of whatever, but just like going off a little bit, I feel like people who are confident in themselves, confident in who they are, how they dress, how they present, and are attractive and stuff like that, naturally like just attract, you know, it's, let me just say, you get a lot of people coming your way. And so in that amount of people that are coming your way, like, you're gonna have to be discerning, because a lot of them probably are gonna be, Biscoff, I'm telling you no, so please listen, are gonna be like deceiving you or slimy, and that's just because, like I said before, that's just people. But when you're just like putting out that confident energy, like I feel like that might be the thing that is just attracting these kinds of people. It's not anything that you're doing, it's not any negative energy that you're putting out, it's just the fact that you are probably very comfortable in your skin, or at the very least you project that confidence, and so people see that and are attracted to that, and it's not always the best kinds of people that see that and are attracted to that, and oftentimes it's people who don't have that in themselves, and so they use any power that they have in like a traditional sense, so like in a societal structure, in a space, an artistic space, a workspace, wherever, like they use that to compensate. But yeah, I feel like I rambled a lot, but that's definitely like the energy. I feel like you're looking at things and you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, I did not manifest this shit. And you're right, you didn't. Don't let anyone fucking convince you that you did, by the way. I get your frustrations, like I get it. But it just feels like your vibe is one that is great. And that's the problem, not really, but like that's the thing that's like attracting all of these like fuck ass energies is that like you're just like so good, you're so great, you're so like just vibrant and wonderful, and it's compelling people. But you know, it be like that sometimes. We compel the wrong kinds of people. But I do feel like you're just like exasperated. You're like, I feel like I can never win, I can never get what I truly want. But it's not really anything you're doing. You know, it's not like you're putting out some sort of negative vibe. It's just that like you're a very radiant person. Oh my god, he's like being so weird right now. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going with your cards because I feel like I just rambled a whole bunch. Oh, I hope he doesn't knock over the TV. That would be tragic. We have giving in, relenting, perpetuating karmic cycles, masks, facades, and dishonesty. Oh, Piscoff, what are you doing? Okay, that just came in hard with like, I know I said like sort of this person who's coming towards you that you need to watch out for may be being, what's the word? It's coming through someone's cheating. And maybe, and this is like no judgment from me because I don't know anything about you. So, you know, but maybe that's something that you've done in the past, is that you have been with someone who was already in a committed partnership. Take it as it resonates, but that is definitely coming through as something that like this person coming towards you may be in a relationship, and that's something that you used to do. And yeah, just be careful, don't fall back into sort of old patterns of behavior like that. We have appreciation, but of course like that doesn't have to take it as it resonates. But you know, this person also kind of has like the facades, dishonesty, masks. It's giving this sort of energy. I'm trying to make sure I have as much in frame as possible. Oh, it's meant to be. Spirit is on your side. This is divinely protected. That's interesting. We're gonna have to figure what the fuck that's about. And you are so precious. We have, oh, what the hell, dude? Okay. Fascinating. This connection is not meant to be. Reassess your circumstances and ask yourself, is there something better waiting for you? dropping hints, acting coy, and shyness. Courage. To maintain this connection, it will take courage. Perhaps this is causing hesitation or doubts, but do not let your judgment be clouded by external circumstances. Anything worth keeping is worth holding onto through hardship. Okay, I have a vibe. I'm gonna put these together because this is where I feel like they go. Because there's two different energies coming through very clearly. Oh, we have another one. I'm not ready for a relationship. Oops. See, I can't get them all in frame. What is going on? I'm going to get all the rest of them and then we're going to talk a little bit more. We have the Page of Pentacles. And then for your songs, we have Wanderlust by Coletta. And I always encourage people to listen to the music. I put it there for a reason, etc., etc. So please listen to the songs if you feel so inclined. We have Woozy by Ridgeway. And Transcendentalism by Bogues. Okay. There are two energies coming through. One is the coyotes, and then the other is definitely this Page of Pentacles. So, I think that you're someone who gets restless easily. You get restless easily, you get bored easily, and you are constantly reaching and searching for passion. I do feel like you're someone who has probably put yourself in the middle of other people's relationships or other people's drama or something like that. Like, I feel like you chase that fire and you chase that feeling. And so I know I said earlier, like, sometimes it really is not what we're putting out. Like, sometimes like, you can just be a very confident person and you will attract these kinds of people. However, I feel like whether or not you're going to admit it to yourself, these kinds of people are coming towards you because there's a fear of commitment on your side. Like, you're very much coming through as someone who's in it for like a good time, not a long time. And that good time is gonna fucking, like, you know, it's probably gonna combust at some point, but like, you're just like, while you're in it, you know, you are fucking thrilled to be in it, and it's just fun. Like, it was, because when I was shuffling the deck and I saw that Kaio card pop out, I was like, oh my god, drama. And that's what it feels like, is you thrive off of drama. Like, it's definitely giving like fire sign energy. You might have heavy Leo or 5th house placements. Like, you love the hot attention. Like, you love the heat of the attention. You love how it makes you feel. Like, you love even like sneaking around, how that might make you feel. And so like, there might be someone coming towards you who is definitely like in tune with that energy, and they're like, I see you, I can match it. And like, that might really pique your interest. But at the same time, there's like a part of you, sorry, my dog is like snoring. Oh wow. There's this big part of you that enjoys like the thrill and the drama and all of this, you know, sort of like fiery, passionate like energy. There's another part of you that a much smaller, much quieter part of you that's like, well, I kind of like wonder what it would be like to have someone to come back to. Like, if you've been in situationships or some, you know, non-committal type thing like that, it feels like you are the one that is like perpetuating that. And I think that maybe you don't really want to admit that to yourself. Like, there's some frustration coming through. Is like, well, like, you know, I would be in a relationship with someone if like all these different kinds of people that like, you know, if all these walking red flags didn't come towards me, but it's like at the same time, you like want to have your cake and eat it too. Like you like the idea of, you know, not of a relationship, but like you like the idea that you would like the idea of a relationship, if that made sense. Or you like to say that you do, but really like you're very much into like perpetuating these karmic cycles. I think that you might have gotten yourself into trouble before with this too as well. Like the thrill of almost being found out might have actually turned into being found out, into actually like causing someone else's relationship to be no more. And so I think that there's like two different energies coming through. Like there is someone coming towards you who is more of this, like the thrill of the chase, or the like push and pull, and the non-committal energy, and like the passion and the fire and all of that, like that like heat that just like you feel so like enthralled by. And then it feels like there's someone else on the horizon that is actually meant for you, but you're like, this is you. I'm not ready for a relationship. Like when you're looking for what's next in love, it feels like you're looking for what is going to be the most fun for you in the moment. But you're not really the type of person to think ahead. Like it's very much coming through. It's like you are definitely like, do first, deal with the consequences later. And if the consequences like really impact someone else's life, like you're not going to stick around to see the fallout of that. Like that's just not you. And I think like it really does, like you can almost wrap people around your finger with it. But it's not the most sustainable energy, because it is so fiery. Like it is so fiery that it's gonna burn out at some point. This might be something that you've been doing for a long time now, or at least a while. But there's a sweeter, softer energy coming through. And it's like after this coyote person, this next person is going to come into your life, and it's feeling like you really don't do anything to attract this person. Like they just pop up randomly and they start like talking to you, and they like show some interest, and they might be flirting, and it's like they're not your usual type at all. So you're like, no, like I'm moving the fuck on. Like don't talk to me. Like don't look at me. Like I don't fuck with this. But this is coming through very strongly as this is not what you want. This is what you need. This Page of Pentacles, like, is very much this person. They might be a little bit younger than you. But they're coming through as someone who's very sweet, and who, like, is, you know, very much interested in commitment, which it feels like is something that you run from. Especially with this Wanderlust card, like that's you. You're always searching for the next thing, or you're always like just in a constant state of like reaching for what's next, reaching for the next exciting adventure. You're not really interested in anything stable or anything that's meant to last. And it came through as well as like, you could have your South Node in Sagittarius, or a South Node in Leo even. I mean, a South Node in all the fire signs really, but definitely, like, I feel like Sagittarius would be the way to describe it, because you are very much a free spirit. You don't like the idea that you could be confined to anything. Like you hate that idea actually. But you know, to be in a relationship with someone, like you have to tie yourself down, like you have to commit. And I think that this is a lesson that you really need to learn in this lifetime, is how to how, not to tie yourself down, but how to be in a stable connection, how to be that stability for someone as well as yourself. Because like, not only do you run from other people, but like, you do run from yourself. You abandon parts of yourself that you don't want to, like things about yourself that you don't want to address, because it's easier to indulge in this like excitement and this like heat of the moment thing than self-reflect. Like, it's easier to do that than reflect on your own pitfalls and your own like the ways in which you are emotionally immature, or the ways in which you are neglecting other people's needs and your own needs. And this is very much like, you need to exist in a way that honors yourself but also honors other people, because you're very, very self-motivated and self-focused. It's like, what do I want? You know, and that's why it's coming through that you are so non-committal, because you don't like to think about what other people want. Like, you very much like just want to think about what you want, and that's the end of that. And this person that's going to be coming in after the coyote person, like, this is definitely a gift from spirit, and it's also a wake-up call that like the way that you're moving throughout the world is not really a sustainable way to exist. It's just not, like, end of story, full stop. Like, it was coming through, that's not how you treat people. Like, so maybe you've been treating people poorly and you need to acknowledge that, but like, you need some balance, you need some moderation, you need to stop moving so quickly, like work a little bit less off of impulse and a little bit more off of like actually reflecting on things and reflecting on your actions and the person that you are and how you treat people. Like, there's a need to pause and regroup. And this person coming into your life, like this next person after the coyote person, like, this is like a sign from spirit. Like, this is a lesson that you need to learn, because this person's coming through is like a very sweet energy, like someone that it's very serendipitous. You just like run into them. It's almost like an old friend or something, or someone that you used to know, or maybe like someone from your hometown or something like that. But it's someone that it's a familiar energy, but you just like, you're brushing them off. You're like, I'm not interested, like whatever, you know. Or they seem kind of unassuming, and you're just like, no, that's like not my thing. Like, I don't do that. Like, I don't do relationships. But they're coming to you as like a wake up call. Like, why don't you do relationships? Like, what are you constantly running from? Like, what is it that you're afraid to commit to or acknowledge? Why do you hate the idea of being tied down so much? Like, why does that give you so much anxiety? Is it because you would have to actually like live up to people's expectations? Is it because you would actually have to like really focus on someone else and not focus on yourself? Like, what is it? Spirit is asking you, why are you so afraid of this? Like, yeah. So, you guys could meet at a party. Someone could meet at a party. Definitely this other person's coming through more so as introverted. You are not coming through as introverted at all. So maybe you're like, no to that, because like, I need an extroverted partner. I need someone who's gonna, you know, go out with me and like look good with me. And you seem like someone who's very preoccupied with appearance, which was definitely coming through earlier, especially with the idea that someone else could like appear one way in public but be completely different behind closed doors. You want someone who has that status or has that public appearance. Yeah, so you could be in the public eye or have some amount of public recognition, but etc., etc. I'm gonna get into the tarot. I do want to say, I feel like this is definitely a tough love reading, so sorry if this isn't what you're expecting, but I feel like it's what you need to hear. So I'm going to put the oracle cards away, and then, okay, so, the video stopped. I got distracted, so my bad, guys. This might have to be in a separate video if I can't combine them, because my computer does not like when I try to combine very long videos. But I'll probably have to upload it as a part 2. That's fine. It's something I'm struggling with my readings, is that I can't keep them as long as I want them to. I don't know how these people upload like 7-hour readings. I'm like, I wish I had the space or RAM on my computer to do that. I just don't. Anyways, if you're still here after the Oracle cards, thank you for that. I appreciate that. So we're gonna get into your tarot and see what is next for you in love. What is next? All right, Spirit, for pile 2. Oh my gosh. Immediately we have the Knight of Swords reversed, as well as the Queen of Swords reversed. Interesting. Oh yeah, so that frustration from earlier coming through heavy again. Oh, why are these? That's fascinating. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Oh, okay. What else do we have for pile number 2, Spirit? What is next for them? And the 7 of Pentacles, yeah. Okay, so I feel like you have been playing games for a while now. And, I mean, that's just it. That's just the truth, is that like this is a cycle that has been going on and on and on and running its course. And again, this is a tough love reading, so like you're just like continuously like doing the same thing over and over again, like knowing that it's not really laying the groundwork for anything, knowing that it's not like going to lead to emotional fulfillment. Like it gives you what you want in the moment, but like you definitely could be like meddling in other people's lives and other people's relationships, or you could just be stringing people along, breadcrumbing. When I was first shuffling the deck, I definitely like heard the word breadcrumbing. Now, of course, I kind of came through to it with the idea that someone would be breadcrumbing you, but it is becoming very clear that it is you who does that to other people and strings other people along and then gives people hope, but just like, you know, leaves their life at a moment's notice, because you just want to do things like very, like you're very you, like it's the condition, like you operate off of what you want, what you think, what you feel, what you believe. You're very much like me first person, and until you recognize this, like there's something here that this block will continue until you recognize this. There's something that you're running from, by the way. And I feel like it's being alone. I think that you are constantly in a loop of filling the space with other people because you don't want to reflect on who you are and how you actually feel about yourself. So you project this image of confidence, or you know, you fill the space with like a bunch of one-night stands or something like that, which is like fine and whatever. I'm not one to judge about that sort of thing, but it's like, this is not working. And like the longer that you continue this cycle, the longer it just won't work. You need to take a step back and reassess and reframe where you're at. The 7 of Pentacles like can talk about not really understanding how we got where we are, like looking down at the seeds that have grown, but it's like, that's not what I sowed. But for you, you're feeling that way, and it also is what you sowed, to be honest. You could have gotten into a fight with someone, some sort of confrontation is coming through here, and you're like, maybe someone called you out, they're like, I know what the fuck you do, like da da da, like, you know, there's some amount of confrontation, or someone could have been very honest and transparent and told you that you hurt them. And like, it's the idea that you would have to sort of reckon with your own behaviors and how they affect other people. And you're like, well, I'm not really that person. Like, that's not really what I did. Like, that's not what, you know, I didn't think about that when I did this and this and this. And it's like, yeah, you didn't think about that because you're very, very like me. And this is coming through to show you like, this is actually who you are. Like, you can sit there and try and be like, well, that's not, you know, and this isn't what I did and all that. But especially with how many reversals we have coming through right off the bat, like there's a distortion of energy here. So you're definitely existing more so in the shadow side, or the tougher side of these energies. And like the Queen of Swords in the reverse, I almost said the Queen of Wands in reverse, but the Queen of Swords in reverse, like when she is in that reversal, it is a very like, it is a hard energy. Like, she does not give a fuck. She is stone cold. Can almost be like tyrannical. Like, I know that's more of the King of Swords in that distortion, but like, she just is the Queen of Swords in reverse. Like, there's really no way to put it. Like, that's the energy here, is like, you only see what you want to see. Like, you only care about what you want to care about. Like, you feel like you don't have time for like, you know, giving a fuck about other people's feelings, situations, all of that sort of thing. And the Knight of Swords in reverse can like be a block too. Like, it can be dual in that it shows that the things that you've been moving towards have been far too impulsive. You've not been thinking things through, and now it's coming through as like the universe is not sending any more people your way, or not sending any more situations your way, or, you know, there's this stop here, there's a hard stop, and you're like, well, why? Like, why is this, you know, what's coming, what is blocking this? Aside from, I think that, what was it, coyote person that like might be coming in, like, other than that, like, maybe you just like haven't been getting as much attention, like people haven't been as receptive to you, and you're like, what's going on? And it's like the universe is actively blocking your attempts to skirt around things and not face things, because like this situation here is coming to a head, and it's like necessitating a large amount of self-reflection, because honestly, like, I think that your guys are tired of you doing this. Like, I think that most people in your life are tired of the bullshit. I think in some capacity you are also tired of the bullshit, but it just like is so much easier to run from things at this point than address them, because I feel like you think that you're probably in too deep with the way that you are, and so you're like, the only way to, you know, go is forward. Like, I can't go back. And maybe you've burned some bridges that like you really cannot repair. That's definitely coming through too. Like, you've burned bridges, you might have ruined relationships or something like that. And no, like, you can't fix those things. Like, you can't make people like you. You can't go back in time and undo it. Like, that's just not how it works. But you can try to be a better person and look to what's possible in the future. You don't have to keep running just because it's, you know, the only thing you know how to do. Like, you don't have to keep just running away from things and people and situations, and the consequences of your actions is what it really feels like you're running from, is the consequences of your actions. So yeah, that's kind of definitely what's coming through with the tarot so far. We're gonna get some clarifiers though, and hopefully not knock over my phone, but no promises. So let's see if we can clarify the Seven of Pentacles here for pile number to, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, the Wheel in reverse. Oh, I think there was 3 cards. They all came out in a clump. We have the King of Cups. We have the Fool, the 2 of Swords, and then right now on the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Wands. Okay. Please bear with me. I'm losing my steam a little bit. I started this reading late, and it's just continuing to be late. Yeah, okay. There is a need for the fresh energy. Addressing this is will beckon in what is next for you. But to get to what is next, you have to sit in that 7 of Pentacles energy of like reassessing and asking yourself, how did I get here? I think objectively, you know what you've done to get where you are and to that point. The Queen of Cups tells me that much because, like, you know, the Queen of Cups is a deeply intuitive card. Like, she knows everything. Like, and that knowing is just within her. Like, it's not something that she has to fight to figure out. She's already well aware of things. And so I think that, like, you understand, at least on some level, it's just something that you don't want to admit to yourself, that the things that you've been doing, like that energy that you're existing in, is not sustainable. And it's at a point where, like, it needs to be cleared out. Like, the Wheel in reverse is begging you to clear this energy out so that something new can come in. You've been playing this game for way, way, way too long, like way past its time, like way past its, you know, it's completely outstayed its welcome. And maybe because of that, you feel like you've outstayed your welcome in some people's lives. Like, I think that that's definitely an energy coming through where, like, there is some amount of, like, again, this is really harsh, but it's coming through, like, disdain. Like, certain people don't want to be around you. Certain people don't want to be associated with you. And you have outstayed your welcome in their lives. And so, like, what you can do is you can just, like, leave it be. Like I said before, like, there are bridges that seem to have been burned here, and you cannot repair those relationships. You can only make the necessary changes you can in yourself. And it might even be coming through that, like, this person that I feel like was represented by the Page of Pentacles, this might be a counterpart. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, take it as it resonates, all of that, but, like, this, we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, so it definitely could be a counterpart in some capacity. But, like, this sort of love, like, this deeply spiritual love, even though it is divinely guided, you, where you're at right now, you're not ready for it. Like, there's no way that you would be able to accept it. Like, you come through as someone who self-sabotages connections when people get too close. And, like, I always say that, like, we can have people and things that are meant for us, you know, like those big, like, fated moments or serendipitous moments. I know I described it like that earlier. Someone old coming back is, like, definitely the energy, and it just feels completely serendipitous. Like, oh, like, I haven't seen or thought about this person in years, like, but now they're just popping up. And we can have those things that are meant for us and meant to be in our lives and stuff, but, like, the individual little plot points along the way, the things, like, those, like, little dots along the way in between those, like, big fated moments or interactions, we have control over that sort of thing. And I think this is someone that you've been meant to be with, meant to meet for a long time, and they might be feeling it, like, energetically, and they're like, I just feel like I'm supposed to meet someone, like, I feel like, you know, this is supposed to happen, but, like, why isn't it? Like, my intuition is telling me one thing, but, like, you know, life is telling me another. And I think it's because you have just been in this energy of like perpetuating old karmic cycles that have just been needed to be closed out for so long now. But you've just been doing it over and over and over again. You're just like, you know, doing whatever in the moment makes you feel good. And like, not only are you blocking this connection for yourself, but you're blocking it for this other person. You are elongating the process of coming into union with someone that you could have a very beautiful relationship with, because you are so committed to fuck shit. You're so committed to fuck shit, to be honest. Like, that's just kind of what it is. Like, you are far more interested in the idea of committing to fun flings at the detriment of yourself and others than a real relationship. Yeah, so that's sort of the vibe thus far. And I think that like this Two of Swords coming through, this Fool, like you're at this crossroads here. Like you have hit this hard block, and it's like change is being demanded of you. It is necessitated of you that things change right now, like that you make the necessary behavioral changes to beckon in something new. Like realistically, this like what's next for you and what's new, it's something that you will have to willingly facilitate. Like it's not like new people are going to come your way. Like what is new is you deciding to change and you deciding to commit to a new self, a new beginning. Then you can explore what like is actually new. But like right now you need to admit to yourself that you have like autonomy, you have control over your actions and who you are, because I feel like that's something that you constantly skirt around. You're like, no, like I did this because of this and this and this and this, and it's like, well, you're very much in control of yourself and your actions. And I think that that needs to be acknowledged, that you're in the driver's seat, dude. You are in the driver's seat 110%. The positions that you end up in are because of the decisions that you have made. You are in control of yourself. Like, we need to admit that here. Like, we need to admit. Yeah. So, and I feel like with this Queen of Swords reversed and the Fool clarifying, like, continuing to exist in this Queen of Swords energy, like any new beginning that you find like on the basis of it will like ultimately like lead nowhere. It will be blocked. Like you're not gonna get what you want until you address what is going on in that sort of way, in the way of who you've been. Sorry, my card got crinkled. I fucked up one of the cards. We're gonna get the final clarifiers, and then I'm gonna wrap up your reading. I don't know what that is. So let's see. Ooh, I saw Justice pop out, but oh, what? Oh yeah. Oh, jeez. Way too many cards. Oh my goodness. It's late in the night for all these cards to be popping out, but the Ten of Cups reversed and the Hermit. Yeah, for this new beginning to come through, you're going to have to definitely self-reflect and self-reflect as to why you exist in that. Why are you the Queen of Swords in reverse? Like, that's you. You are the Queen of Swords in reverse. Why? Why? What is the point of that? And there is some part of you, like, interestingly enough, with that Queen of Cups, and I keep almost saying the Queen of Wands. What? Five of God, you were just all reversals right now. With that Queen of Cups coming through, there's a tender side of you, and there's a side of you that wants this deeper commitment and wants like that genuine Eight of Swords in reverse. Woof. I swear this deck is not reversed. Like, I always make sure that my decks are upright. And if they pop out in reverse, I'll take them. But like, bottom of the deck is the Nine of Swords. Behind that, we have the Hierophant coming through. So I was saying, there's a softer side of you that has been neglected. And I feel like you're someone that you put up walls, you run from commitment because you are afraid of yourself. There is something within you that you neglect and you don't want to acknowledge. You don't want to turn that attention to. And there's like a fear of vulnerability coming through. So for you, it's easier to run from situations that might necessitate vulnerability and just like play around and just like do what feels good in the moment, feed your ego, because you don't actually want to step into like the wade pool of your inner self. But at the same time, like there's this little voice inside of you that's like, well, like, what if, you know, maybe sometimes you do look at people in relationships and you're like, I wish I had that, but it almost makes you mad because you feel like you can't. Persephone, that is so nasty. She's slurping on her foot. I just, like, whatever, we're in too deep. Yeah, so there's an energy of like almost resentment coming through of like, well, I can't have that, like I'm never gonna have that, so I might as well just like continue on with what I'm doing. But you are actively denying this part of yourself, and you're like shutting it out and closing it off, pretending it doesn't exist. Like there isn't a softer side to you, like there isn't an emotional side to you. And I mean, ultimately that's a detriment to yourself. You are a multifaceted being, and so you need to acknowledge that. Like, there's no way you're going to be able to suppress that forever. It's going to keep coming up. Like, your inner voice will always be there inside of you. Like, even if it's just a whisper, like, you will hear it. And the Nine of Swords tells me, like, this is something, like, you might think about it at night. You might think about the things that you've done at night. You might feel guilty about these things. Like, you do hear that inner voice. It's not your conscience. It's not something that you can turn off. And I think you're becoming increasingly aware of that sort of thing, is that this is not something that you can just, I pretend I do not see, which you seem like you're very proficient at doing, is not seeing things. But this is no longer a situation that you can turn a blind eye to, and you can't continue to turn a blind eye to this part of yourself. I think that you're afraid to admit that you might feel some type of way. Maybe you feel guilty about certain things that you've done, because then you would have to bear the weight of that guilt. And Spirit is saying yes. Like, just yes. Like, you will have to bear the weight. You will have to come to terms with the fact that your actions affect other people, and not always in a positive way. And that if that doesn't align with how you perceive yourself or how you want to perceive yourself, use that as the launching pad for change. Because like, you're not going to be able to ignore that fact forever. You can continue to suppress it, but like I said, your conscience, your inner voice, it will continue to whisper. It will keep you up at night. Your subconscious will bleed into the tangible reality, will bleed into your dreams, will bleed into, like, you know, downloads from spirit or intuitive pulls. It's still gonna be there, even if you try and bury it. And this Five of Cups in reverse is saying, like, you might be so focused on perceiving like this as loss, you know, but really this is an opportunity. Like, this is an opportunity for you to grow. It is the ultimate call for you to grow and be better. which I think you really need to do, to be honest. And I mean, yeah, like the Five of Cups is about, like, it can be about crying over spilled milk sometimes. Like, I don't always take it like that. I think it's very dependent on the deck, the illustration, the energy of the card. But this Five of Cups here is about release. It's about being able to release these karmic cycles and take what might seem like loss on the surface as a gift. That's really what this is it's a gift from spirit. It's showing you the ways in which you can be better, because it's not that you're incapable, it's just that you haven't wanted to be honest. Like, you seem like someone who's very self-aware in a lot of ways, and like deep down very self-aware and very smart, and almost, I will say, manipulative. Like, you know how to play people, you know how to play situations, like, you know how to choose your words carefully. And like, when you're weaponizing that, like, it's not great, but you're very smart. Like, you know, deep down, you're aware. And I think that that's something that really scares you. I think that there is, like, some shame about how you might really treat other people, but you just don't want to acknowledge it because it's a painful and very uncomfortable emotion to reconcile with the fact that you have hurt people, especially if it's people that you care about. But yeah, it does feel like this is coming through. Like, this is coming, this release and this acknowledgement is coming, whether or not you want it to. Like, something is going to happen that will really kick you in the ass. And maybe it is like that coyote person. Maybe if they are in a relationship and you choose to participate in something involving infidelity, like, maybe this time, like, you really fuck up and you really hurt someone. Because one way or another, there's going to be a very painful reconciliation with, like, the parts of you that you've been pretending to not see. And until you, like, really, like, there's gonna have to be some soul searching with the Hermit. I'm not hearing that it's like a month. I'm not hearing that it's a couple months. I'm hearing that it's probably like a year or a good few years of not engaging with vices and bad habits and not engaging with certain people and things. Because these patterns, the ones that you've been perpetuating, like, it's long overdue that these things have been closed out. And so because of that, you have built up, like, an excess of karmic energy that you're gonna have to sort of work through here. Yeah, so, and like, again, with the Ten of Cups in reverse, and you're gonna have to make a decision in regards to this, because, like, I don't think that you're emotionally fulfilled. Like, I think that little voice inside of you that's like, well, some part of me really does, like, want that fulfillment. You're just afraid of what it might take to get it. But it's like, that's going to continue to follow you, just like the whispering of your inner voice will continue to follow you. This feeling of emotional, like, depletion, of not feeling like, you know, just not feeling emotionally fulfilled at all, like, really, in your connections, like, they're all so shallow. It's because that's what you've cultivated, and, like, you can't run from that. You have to, from there, cultivate connections that are not shallow, that don't deplete you, that don't exist on the basis of appearance and perception. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. There is release coming. There is a hard kick in the ass coming. And before anything new comes your way, you're going to have to exist in this Hermit energy. Like, that's just it. You're not going to get anything else from Spirit. For real. You're not going to get anything else until you mend what has been broken. So, that was definitely not what I expected, and I'm so sorry if that was a little bit harsh, but I feel like hyper specific, But someone needed to hear that. So yeah, if you're just clicking on tarot videos, like, I want something fun, like, what's next for me? Some self-reflection, probably, to be honest. But I hope that I hope it enjoyed. I guess I hope it resonated, and I hope I'll see you in the next reading.